This is Small Studio Signal Boost from WFYI. I'm Melissa Davis, your host tonight, along with co-host Adam Gross. Tonight, we'll hear music and conversation with a Central Indiana-based Small Studio alum. Brett Wiscons plays music recorded live here at WFYI and reflects on his nearly 3 decades as a touring, working musician. Has a brand new collection of local frequency tracks for the month. We'll listen to songs from Preston Fox, Milligan, and Turtle Church. Stay with us for an hour of new music from Indiana-based artists here on Small Studio Signal Boost. First, let's listen to a song from a Small Studio Sessions alum, Central Indiana-based singer-songwriter Jamie Nicole. She has a new album on the horizon, and this is a new single from the upcoming album. Let's listen to Break For You from Jamie Nicole on Small Studio Signal Boost.
I'll take the blame if you won't. You changed your mind and I could feel it. You crossed the line and I could see it. I never knew, I guess it's true. You had it in you. I never thought I'd beg for you. I never thought I'd break for you.
That was Central Indiana-based Jamie Nicole with Break For You. You're tuned to Small Studio Signal Boost from WFYI. I'm Melissa Davis with Adam Gross. Coming up, we'll hear new music from a newly formed indie-based punk rock supergroup. But first, Adam, what's happening in the world of Indiana music?
I've got one that was just recently released. I saw this band on Instagram, and I really like this record. It's Indianapolis group Big MT with The Kids Are Fine. That was The Kids Are Fine from Big MT. You're tuned to Small Studio Signal Boost, and we're listening to music from Indiana-based artists. I'm Adam Gross here with Melissa Davis. And Melissa, we both grew up in the same town. We didn't grow up together. We didn't know each other there. No. But we're from Elkhart, but more specifically Jimtown. Like the wilds of Elkhart. Yeah.
Bago Township.
Did you spend much time in Goshen?
A bit here and there. Not as much. You realize how cool Goshen is becoming.
Yeah.
And I didn't spend as much time there as I should have, but
yeah,
it's so scenic.
That's what I was going to say. Like, when I was in high school, we'd go there was a venue in Goshen. We'd go there. We'd hang out at the Steak and Shake in Goshen, of course. That was my first job, actually. But there was music, but it wasn't as much. Right now, Goshen's popping off. I've been playing a lot of Goshen music lately, and it's really exciting to see what's going on up there.
I love that.
Yeah, so this next one is from a Goshen band. The band is titled Be The Band. That's B like the bug, ! The Band. And this song's called Dandelion Man.
Real quick, I just want to ask you, as a Steak and Shake former employee, did you ever customize any shakes?
I think what I did most was just added way too many cookies to the cookies and cream. just like concrete cookies. Yeah, it was great.
You're struggling to speak. You stumble when you stand. Oh, it's time to go. I think you know it. Way down the road where I can't show you to and fro.
That was was Goshen's Be the Band with Dandelion Man. You're tuned to Small Studio Signal Boost. I'm Adam Gross here with Melissa Davis, and we're listening to music from Indiana artists. Melissa, you have another one before we take a quick break?
Yeah, Cheap Suitors is a new Indianapolis-based punk/alt-rock supergroup with members from State, Sweet Poison Victim. Adam, you may know this band member, also in your band, SM Wolf.
Yeah. One of my band members is in this band as well.
Very cool. Extra Blue Kind, The Slurs, and 5 Year Mission. They have a new single called Off the Leash. The band lists Stax Records and 60s garage bands as their faves. And Justin Allen, formerly of the indie-based punk band The Slurs, very famous in the Indianapolis area in the early aughts. Well, Justin said he wanted to start a garage band that sounded like it was playing in a muddy church.
I love that.
Great description. So let's hear Off the Leash from Cheap Suitors on Small Studio Signal Boost.
Bring on the mud.
Popping on home for too long. Daily grind and a nagging loss. Coming loose 'cause I'm cutting it off. Yeah! Just like a dog out on the leash. Take no life, what makes you leave? I got bones, I got needs. Something else.
You are tuned to Small Studio Signal Boost. You can check out the music featured tonight on our Spotify playlist by searching WFYI Music. Indianapolis-based singer-songwriter Brett Wiscons is an esteemed veteran in the music scene, with an impressive roster of accomplishments and accolades gained over his nearly 30 years as a working musician. Brett stopped by our small studio and plays 2 songs for us and shares his thoughts on his life so far in music. Let's hear from Brett himself.
Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your friend Brett Wiscons doing a live small studio signal boost here at WFYI, and I'm going to play you my song, Son of a Beach. Well, I just rolled into town, ready to turn my skin brown, the surf and the sand, a cold beer in my hand. Got my guitar and luck by my side as we watch the blue tide come and go with an ebb and a flow. Oh, I'm a son of a beach, pina colada in reach, ready and willing to learn all those lessons you can teach. Hey, I'm a son of a beach, practice what I preach. If you don't give a damn about our differences, then maybe we can be friends. 'Cause there's this one special place that lights up my whole face, just like the sunsets way down in old Key West. Yeah, I've been down a few times before. Hey, won't you meet me, baby, down by the shore? 'Cause it's just the best. You ain't like all the rest. No, I'm a son of a beach, pina colada in reach, ready and willing to learn all those lessons you can teach. Hey, I'm a son of a beach, practice what I preach. Woo! If you don't give a damn about our differences, then maybe we can be friends. Oh, be mindful of that riptide. Don't forget to enjoy the ride. 'Cause I'm a son of a beach, pina colada in reach, ready and willing to learn all those lessons you can teach. Hey, I'm a son of a beach, practice what I preach. Woo-hoo. If you don't give a hoot about our differences, shoot, maybe we can be friends. son of a beach. I'm a real son of a beach. A dang son of a beach. Hopefully that one warms you up out there, Indiana.
Thanks, Brett Wiscons, for playing here at WFYI Small Studio Signal Boost. You played our Small Studio sessions, I believe, 2017. I think it was our second year of the series, one of our first sessions. So, what's been going on since 2017?
Lots been going on in the world and in my world and in general and specifically. COVID happened, put a new album out during that time, wrote and recorded an album called Late Bloomer that was one of the songs I played for you today. I wrote 3 books in that time, 3 of my 6 books in my book series. And a lot of shows, did a Beach Boys cruise and did a Bon Jovi cruise. I've been everywhere. Writing a lot still, currently on a new album and maybe a new book too.
You've been playing, I would say, sort of all over the world. Is that kind of an accurate description?
At this point, yeah. I mean, those cruise ships are, in the Bermuda Triangle sometimes, and I get to Florida quite a bit. So that's kind of my long-term plan. That's kind of, and you were talking earlier off camera about, or off mic, about artists that kind of get in the, just the Indianapolis circuit or the Indiana circuit or the Midwest circuit. And those are all fine circuits, but for me, I like to travel and see the world and meet new people and see different cultures, and my music has allowed that for me to do that. I played, like I said, those cruise ships, and I've met people from all over the world on those cruise ships. I have gigs booked in Maui in April, and never been to Hawaii, so why not? Why not do things that you think? I mean, for me, I'm not the same as other people, but if you have things you want to do, go do them. And if the music allows the doors to open that way, then I'm going to do that for as long as possible.
And you were at our small studio almost 10 years ago. So we've watched the Indianapolis scene grow over the last decade, and we see a lot of bands coming up. What advice would you give to bands who are looking to play outside of the city?
Well, I would say you do want to start with the following in Indianapolis and where you currently live. I would think that still holds true. Start that way and then start growing out to Cincinnati and St. Louis and Chicago and Nashville. But you do kind of want to get a following in your hometown, I would think. It's kind of how it was always been with bands. And then start migrating and try to swap gigs with artists from other towns. That's a good way to do it. Hey, I found this cool band. Search them. It's so easy to find people and bands and where they're located. So I would say that's a good way to do it. At least one way. There's more than one way, I'm sure, but that's a solid, proven way to do it.
Yeah. What have you learned about being a musician over the last 30 years?
I think that it is a collaboration and it is a community. And once you get out of the competitive nature of it, which it is a competitive business and industry because there are only so many songs to be written and only so many clubs to play and only so many producers to work with and only so many radio stations. But once you realize that it's bigger than you as an artist and you get back what you put in, it took me a while to understand that because I was not greedy, but, selfish, I guess. That's fair. In my 20s and in my teens, thinking I need all these gigs and I need all these accolades. Not that I really got many accolades, but I've just learned over the years to just kind of let go of any kind of huge goals that you might have. At least keep the goals, but how you get there is a different story. And more about focus on the relationships you build along the way with different artists and people in the industry like yourself, and know that it's a big industry and there's a lot to go around for everybody. So you just got to kind of be collaborative and be a good teammate. And I
sound like a sports guy now, but
I'm thinking of, since we were here in 2017, your songwriting has grown. It seems like you are very mature as a performer. You know how to play to the audience. How did you gain those skills?
repetition.
Just doing it, yeah.
Yeah, I started on my living room sofa, and then I started in a garage and in a basement, but over the years I've played thousands of gigs, and you get better as you pick up your guitar every time, especially if you're in front of people who don't know who you are and don't really want to give you a chance. It builds a lot of fortitude within you, and for me, it's like being an NFL quarterback. The more reps you get under center or in the shotgun formation. The Bears just got their new coach, so that may be why football's on my mind so much. But the more you do something, the better you get, hopefully, if you have, the right kind of guardrails in place. And early, it was all about the quantity of work. As I've gotten older, it's more about the quality, but I have put in those 10,000 hours, believe me, especially behind the wheel, driving all around the damn country. I've put in plenty of hours that way, too. I just played in Canada for the first time, too, in October.
Oh, wow.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm thinking, like, being a working musician is not easy. It looks fun. You're playing the shows, you're booking stuff. It looks really cool, and it is cool, but it's hard. This is hard work.
This is hard work. And I think that you can't expect to win Grammys, and you can't expect to sell out, Wembley Stadium. You can hope for that and maybe work towards it, but you can't expect to wake up every day and like stuff's going to be handed to you, because there's a million people that want to do what you're doing, and a million people are doing what you're doing. So there's a lot of competition, like I said, but it's, at this point for me, it's more about carving out my niche and finding my audience and continuing to write what I know is true to me. And then the last few songs I've put out have been very autobiographical and personal and simple. The songs I put out last year, and I have a song called Last Year that I just put out in November, and it has hit home with so many people, and it was just a song I wrote 5.5 years ago about how short life is and how you don't know what's coming around the corner, and how people have all these goals and dreams and bucket list items, but they want to do it later because they think they're going to be here forever, and then they're not. But my idea was, hey, you get this is your last year. Are you going to finally go do the things that you've been talking about? And that I just got it signed in LA to a licensing company out there to pitch it for TV and film, and so that's a good sign. The fan reaction to that song, people come up to me after shows and they are like, wow, that song really hits home to me. And there's the alarms right there. There's the sirens, yeah. That's our cue to stop talking about that song right now.
I'm thinking of Late Bloomer, the song that you played today, kind of lines up with that.
Truly, and I wrote that. Tom Doherty helped me write that song. He's a great producer here in town, and the Late Bloomer song, we did the whole Late Bloomer album together. But that was a song that's really pretty autobiographical too, but Adam said his girlfriend Sam loves that song and she identifies with it, and I hear that song got on a NASCAR video game soundtrack, so people discovered that song all around the world. That's the one song out of all my songs that I hear the most feedback from. It's got the biggest international audience. People from any country you can think of will type a comment on my YouTube video. And it's really cool to see, hey, great song. I'm a late bloomer. I'm in the Netherlands, or, my daughter loves this song and she's in Korea. It's pretty crazy that a song like that I wrote the lyrics on a plane from Indy to, where was I going? Arizona. I've always kind of been a late bloomer myself, and I'm still in that mode, even at my advanced age. But a lot of people can relate to that because there's a lot of people in the world that have dreams and aspirations, and they maybe once you reach a certain age, you're not allowed to chase those dreams or aspirations anymore. But I say phooey. I say you can be 80 years old and write your first novel. Who's telling you can't do that except yourself? So that's why that song, I think, resonates so well.
Let's hear another song recorded live from Brett Wiscons here at the WFYI Studios. This is Late Bloomer.
Joey woke up that morning with no intention of making waves, but the sun was shining on it. He had to stop and shield his face. Took a stroll outside to greet the birds and the bees and trees, and to check on his friend the flower under the stress of the autumn breeze. And he asked, are you paralyzed by pain or afraid of the future? Yeah, there's some truth to that rumor, 'cause I'm a late bloomer. Forget about yesterday, 'cause you're long overdue, yeah. Wish I gotten there sooner. I'm a late bloomer. Woo! You see, I'm always stuck in neutral. Too many worries on my brain. Will the light cascade around me? Will I track the righteous rain? 'Cause I know I got potential to reach the stars from way down here. While I bask inside the downpour, I get to know and face my fears. So cast your aspersions, not afraid of the future. Wish I gotten there sooner, but I'm a late bloomer. Go shout it from the Rockies, so there's no confusion. The answer's flowing right through you. Say I'm the late bloomer. Sometimes I think if I keep holding on, something good might come my way. Some nights I think my time might not arrive. You gotta throw those thoughts away. Stand up tall and straight and go shout it from the Rockies, so there's no confusion. The love is flowing right through you. Say I'm the late bloomer. Throw open all your windows, howl into the moon, yeah. Now all the winners are losers, and I'm the late bloomer. I promise you one thing, you're a shaker and a mover, and a late bloomer.
That was Late Bloomer, recorded live here at WFYI, and thanks to Brett Wiscons for stopping by. We have a video of Brett performing at the WFYI studio on Instagram at WFYI Indie. Coming up, we'll have this month's local frequency tracks. We'll be right back with that after the break on Small Studio Signal Boost. WFYI podcasts are brought to you by Visit Bloomington. With over 350 restaurants to choose from, Bloomington, Indiana is truly a food lover's paradise. Go to visitbloomington.com to discover what suits your taste. This is Small Studio Signal Boost. Thanks for listening tonight. You can find the music featured on the show by following our playlists. Just search for WFYI Music on Spotify. And you can find the podcast edition of the show wherever you get your podcasts or at WFYI.org/podcasts. I'm Melissa Davis, joined by Adam Gross. And Adam, you have a new batch of local frequency tracks.
Yes, I do. So earlier we were talking about how great Goshen's music scene seems to be right now. So I'll kick it off with a track from a Goshen group. This is Turtle Church, and this is kind of like a multimedia project. If you look on their Instagram, they do video and music. So there's one person that does the video, and it's all like a glitchy VHS style video, and then one person that does the music, and it's a really nice pairing. So this is Goshen's Turtle Church with To Live in a Community. Tuned to Small Studio Signal Boost, and we're listening to this month's local frequency tracks. Up next, I have one from Indianapolis jazz guitarist Preston Fox. He has a new album out titled Coffee's On, featuring an all-star cast: Steve Ali, Jesse Whitman, Sean Bowden, and Kenny Phelps. It's Preston Fox with 44th Street. Preston Fox with 44th Street. To round out this month's local frequency tracks, I have one from Indiana group Milligan. Usually I try to find just instrumental tracks for local frequency, but occasionally I'll use tracks with lyrics in them if there's a long enough instrumental bed. And this one starts with a really nice long instrumental and then gets into a very funky groove with vocals. Cool. So yeah, this is Milligan with Charlotte. That was Milligan with Charlotte, and that's the wrap-up of this month's local frequency tracks. You're tuned to Small Studio Signal Boost from WFYI. I'm Adam Gross here with co-host Melissa Davis. Melissa, what's coming up in the world of live music?
Yeah, so Thursday, February 27th at the historic Melody Inn, you could see Jed Eds, John Scott Sheets, and Brian Deere. And the show is an early one. It starts promptly at 7:30.
Gotta love that.
Really do.
Yeah.
You can go to work in the morning.
Yep.
And actually be productive. Small Studio Sessions alum Chad Mills will be playing at the Vogue on Saturday, February 22nd. And then it's a rock and roll extravaganza with Cheap Suitors, Wet Denim, and GDP at the Spot Tavern in Lafayette. That's Friday, February 28th.
That sounds like a good one. That might
Right?
I may make a trip for that. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I've got a few. Indie's Dark Dance Party Spellbound is hosting their annual Spellbound Prom on Saturday, February 22nd at the White Rabbit Cabaret. Always a good time there. And a couple of events at State Street Pub. First, that same night, February 22nd, they have a big show with Maniac, Skull Cult, Concrete Hitter, and Eternal Husk. And then Thursday, February 27th, they're hosting Excitements and Soundscapes, featuring Small Studio alums Clint Breeze and Eric Salazar, along with Fred Miller and DJ Annie D.
Well, a lot of really good shows for winter, especially.
I know. Get out and see some stuff.
Definitely. Well, that's the latest in Indiana music. Be sure to follow your favorite artist on social media for updates and info. This is Small Studio Signal Boost. Adam Gross and Roxana Caldwell created our show. This episode was produced by Adam Gross and me, Melissa Davis. You can check out the podcast edition of the show wherever you get your podcasts or at WFYI.org. And if you'd like to submit your music to be played on the show, just visit WFYI.org/local-frequency. And we are at our last song of the night. Adam, what do we have?
Well, I figured I'd ring in the hometown love, I've been playing a lot of Goshen, Elkhart County represent, so I wanted to play another from Turtle Church. This is Leave No Trace on Small Studio Signal Boost. Have a great night.